Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. This is Wednesday morning, and we're back here trading. I'm in a trade right now with gold, and I'm considering getting that. It's a discretionary approach, but on my systematic account, so I shouldn't really be in there. I was able to get a few wins from this already, so I'm gonna close this for now. And I explain to you what's happened to me in last 24 or so, okay, or trading, right? So just let me know if you can hear me clearly. Put a 1 in the chat, or just let me know if you can hear me. My equipment got messed around with, so I had some technicals this morning, but I think it's all sorted now. Yeah, so just let me know if you can hear me, and I'll explain to you what I've been up to these last few trades and where price is now. So it's very interesting. I did make some calls, and it seems like they're playing out, but unfortunately I missed some of those opportunities. So I did spend some time off stream, try to scalp in the direction that the price was moving based on the way I read it. So it wasn't the best approach for the systematic account because it was a discretionary approach. However, I just had to do it. I zoom out and you can see what I'm talking about. Gold. So let's clean up some of this. So if you've been following the stream, you know that I was looking at gold when it first started reversing here. And a few times I was in the gold position, whether it was a buy or sell, and I kept on saying, I could see price coming up to here to fill this gap here. So I had it marked out. And as you can see, price is there now. Unfortunately, every time I did try to buy it and hold, it just didn't go. Same thing happened with the euro. So yesterday I was in a euro trade. I bought it, held it. Where was it? So we were here on euro. I bought it and I was holding it to take some highs, and it just wouldn't go. Came all the way back here to stop me out, and then started moving up during the New York session, and overnight it's moved up now, and it's all the way up to, let's see if so it's not reached the target yet. So I anticipated if this is the reversal, it's going to go all the way up to run these highs. So it looks like it's moving towards it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to run it straight away, and that's where I got caught out this morning. So after seeing that price has now moved to the direction I wanted without me, I was trying to get the trade to join it to continue the move, but I was unable to do so. And I got caught out so much this morning. I got caught out so much. I got caught out. So this here is where I got caught out. I think everyone who traded this price action got caught out. Okay, so I was looking for my systematic trade. So I was looking for the break of a H1 candle. So price was here, and I thought it was going to break here. So I anticipated and I got in a bit too early. Then I saw price push against this high. Then I thought, okay, it's not working out. I got out and I bought it for it to drive up, because typically when my systematic approach doesn't work, the reverse of that works. So my systematic is usually a swing point where price pulls back, whether it's going up or down, it pulls back into the range. So if it doesn't work, it's usually a continuation of the trend, and we do have a trend here, so it's a continuation of the trend. So I was trying to then buy it to continue the trend, but then a new H1 candle opened, and it was just a bit too aggressive, and I just didn't trust it. And because we were sitting here for about an hour, I anticipated that there was going to be a run on liquidity, then a push up. So as it was coming to run that liquidity, I saw that moving, and I got out. I took a $100 loss. So I got out, and yeah, this is where we are right now. I can't remember if I tried to buy that, but I made made back some of the loss on gold. So I am so far, I don't even know. Yeah, I'm probably about break even today. No, I'm about $8 down, probably commissions. So call it break even. And now I'm going to be patient, because price has a clear agenda, and that's the mess with me. And I'm going to be patient. Okay, so on the systematic account, this account here, I am going to be focused on only taking systematic trades. Okay, so I need to see exactly everything. I need my confirmation before the entry, and that's where I need to hold myself accountable. I've been over leveraging and over trading, and that could be a combination of things, and it could be the fact that I'm doing this live and streaming, and I'm so eager to show you guys what I could do and grow this account as quick as I can, and that will hurt my trading in itself. So what I'm going to do is focus on taking solely a systematic approach on this account. Okay, so the discretionary account, I need to use that more often. And I think right now the discretionary account's been destroyed. Well, it's not destroyed, but it's in drawdown. So I need to do some work to focus and get that out, especially if price is giving me a lot of action like this and I think I know what's going on. I should really focus on growing that and getting that out of drawdown, and focus solely on a systematic approach with this. So that's the plan. Okay, next few days, and then possibly, if not the end of this week, definitely next week, we're going to start looking at trading in the New York session as well. That could be interesting because a lot of my moves in the systematic approach is coming in the New York session. So if it's going to come in the London or New York session, you will be able to see it rather than not seeing it at all. And really, that's the systematic approach is something I'm quite confident with. And that's really what I want to show you guys more. But this, if the setup's not there, the setup's not there. I can't force it. I can't tell price to do it while I'm streaming. So price is now sitting in a very interesting place with EURUSD. It looks like it's still trending, and it could be pushing for those highs. So a sell before this is very risky because it could just be a pullback and continue this trend to run this. So a buy will make more sense. For me to see a buy for this, I want to actually see it sell. I want to see it sell down, create a downtrend, and then break that H1 candle to go up. But it's so hard to catch those continuation trades in a trending market. They don't want you to, because that's the best moves. So that's why I usually trade the pullbacks. So the continuation trade in the trending market is quite difficult. So I do want to see price come down like this, then break structure, then start pushing up to try and run those highs if it doesn't do it here. But I'm not going to jump in for a buy here or a sell here, especially with everything I just explained. They're just too risky. Okay, so definitely consider doing a a discretionary approach for this on my other account though. Good morning, guys. Nice. I'm gonna have a look at NASDAQ, see what's going on. So yeah, I had a close look at NASDAQ yesterday. It wasn't doing much for a few hours, then it eventually sold down. So I think you were buying it initially. You were buying it possibly around here, if I remember right. It's M5. This today, yeah. So maybe you were buying it somewhere around here, and yeah, that's it. You got that move there, and you moved to break even. I said I could see it selling off to get to this price point. As you can see, it's still marked up from yesterday, I'm guessing, and it slowly got there. It was here yesterday when I was looking at it. Then I saw that break. I thought, okay, it's going there. So potentially in this zone, this demand, it could be a buy. So if you are in a sell, be cautious of this price point here. This is where it broke structure. So when it tags into this, I could expect some kind of a reaction. How much of a reaction, I don't know. So you may get initial reaction, and it drives and continues the trade that you're in. Hopefully that's what happens for you. Or you may get a reaction, then it reverses to come and push up higher. Hopefully that doesn't happen for you. But this is a key area you need to be cautious of. Okay. So yeah. Let's have a look at NASDAQ a little bit more, see what's going on there. Okay, yeah, so just selling now, pushing down. Let's see how close it is to that price point. So at 21,208, I can see price getting there as a minimum. So if you are there holding it, yeah, I can see it getting there. And I would expect the reaction from there. Don't know if that's a H1 high there, or if it's a, yeah, so this is a H1 high. So you could expect a reaction as it tags into this zone. question is how much of a reaction. I mean, it's still very early to be trading NASDAQ right now, so you may not get much of a reaction. Hopefully it does. So if it doesn't react here and push back up against you, I could see it coming down to here where it broke out as well. Okay, so it broke structure here, broke the first H1 candle here, broke a swing point here, and because if it doesn't react there, it should react there. It could push down further to get down to 21,140, I could say, but obviously I can't exactly, I don't know exactly what's going to happen until it happens, kind of thing. I can only predict or speculate what's going to happen, but based on experience, I can see it reacting to those two price points. Yeah, hopefully it does feel all of this. It will be, obviously, because you're in the trade, it will be nice to see it feel all of this, but you need to be cautious. Anywhere in here you may get a pullback. So I don't know how you're trading. Are you trailing it on the M5 or are you trailing it on H1? If you look at the H1 structure, that would be a good way to trade it. That's how I tend to trail my moves if I'm holding it. You see, we've got a nice clean H1 structure here, there, that high. This is the last one there. So if it, especially with the London session about to start, if it pulls into here and then reverses to break that H1 structure, all bets are off. It could then start a little reversal to start going back up. But yeah, this hopefully holds, keeps on pushing. But underneath this low and pushing into this demand zone here, I would expect a reaction. Okay, so let's see what's gold. So gold is filling this gap. It's almost completed this gap fill, and after that I would say a sell is possible because it's at a high. We had the reversal. The agenda could have been just to fill this gap. It could go a lot further, but it could have just been to fill this gap. On this rally here, on this way up, it did leave some imbalances, so I could see an argument for it to come back down once it's filled its gap. So gold trade is what I would be looking for today. I believe it's reached its destination, and if I see any price action confirming that, I will be selling it. Okay. So right now I'm just trailing the H1 lows on gold, and what I want to see is a high above here and then a break of this H1, and that could be a confirmation for my entry for a bit of a reversal. Can't remember the last trade I took on this gold move. Might be a buy. Yeah, it was a buy. It was a buy just before stream. I was trying to continue this trend, but when I saw all of this slow down, I thought my stop loss would have been here, by the way. And as you can see, it's pushing towards it. I thought it's best to get out before the London session because that's such an easy target. And we've got this imbalance. Well, is it imbalance? Yep, imbalance here. I can see price pull into here, tag in there to continue its rise. This bullish trend right now. To sell it from there just too risky because it's got so much, it's still got a gap above it. I need to see some price action, some inducement for the buy, and then a reversal of that to say, yeah, I'm happy to take that gold trade. Right now it's too early. London session just opened. I see. Okay, so euro is selling off now. Yeah, it was just too risky. Euro now could potentially be the buy. Let's just have a look. Okay, yeah. If it breaks this low, I'm gonna get in for a buy with euro, and that would be great because it will be on the systematic account with my systematic approach. That would be a valid buy. Let's just check this range. Massive range, 30 pips. Okay, let's see that where it could bounce from. So there's no real major news today. Okay, so I can see it pulling in. If it does break this low, I will enter a small position. 30 pips. Let's do 0.2. Let's do 0.3. Now, let's go. Let's do 0.5. That's fine. So I'm getting ready for a sell on euro as soon as it breaks this low at 13.21.6. I'm trying to get a 10 pip. So yeah, I'm trying to get a 10 pip move here. It looks like it's pushing for it. It's got 1 minute left of this candle. Let's see what happens. It could break it and pull back, and the pullback will be a better entry, but it could just be aggressive and go all the way without me. So as soon as it breaks, I'm just going to enter. And not worry about missing the trade. I need to see that break. I'm not getting in without that break. I almost caught me out earlier. $21.6. Okay. Selling. It's before the break, but I can see the break happening now. I just consider the fact that we are in a new H1 candle. The previous one is just right there, and it doesn't look like it's going to respect it, so it's going to break underneath it. So my stop loss is above the swing high, and I'm going to 13.53.1. And TP is just 10 pips. No, that's not right. 22.12. Okay. Off on the dot. Okay, so I'm just going for 10 pips. Now, what I'm going to do with this account, what I've decided to do is just use a lot less risk, grow it steadily. If I could get it to about $500 or $600, then I'm going to increase the risk amount. And that's to take into account because I am streaming. I don't want to over leverage, showing you guys bad habits. And also, I don't want to go into drawdown. So I'm just going to slowly grow the account, taking the small losses if I need to take a small loss, grow the account slowly. And as I build a bit of a buffer, then I can increase my lot size. And that's the plan. So right now we are up on the account about $290. A lot slower than I'm used to, but it makes sense for the stream. So I'm risking about $155. So the range is massive, but if we do get this confirmation of the break of this candle, this is a high probability trade. So I'm happy to risk the 3 essentially to get this 1. I just need to make sure that I get confirmation that we broke this candle, it's equaled it, but I don't see how it doesn't break it now. Yeah. So normally I will go for a 1-to-1, right? But just to make sure I bag the win, I'm going for a negative risk to reward ratio. So I'm asking for less. So 30 pips, 1-to-1. Yeah, it takes it back to the range where I would expect to get a reaction for. So 1-to-1 is possible for 30 pips. But I'm just, for the stream, for my for the sake of growing the count slowly, I'm just going to take the quick wins. As I grow it, then I could then be more patient with the risks and going for the TP for the 1-to-1s. I don't think we got confirmation of that break of that candle, but it's close enough. Okay. So let's see, this is 5-minute candle, 1 minute left. Hopefully it should be the next 5-minute candle that breaks this. I don't really want to see this coming above here. It can, to give the indication that it's continuing up. So that happens a lot with the setup. It gives the impression that it's coming up, then it sells off. I don't need to see that today. Just go from here. We kind of had it there. So we had a pole, a flag, and pole. I want this to be the second flag and a drive down here. That's what I would like to see now. And that's definitely confirmation that this is my setup that I look for. It could pull all the way back up here, hold, and then eventually come back here. So that's a risk, and I just have to sit on it. But this for me is a break of this low. It's more or less, it's equaled it. So I don't see how it doesn't break it. And just that little 1 pip or less than a pip break of it is enough for me to get into this trade and hold it. And it's not like 100% guaranteed to work, but from all the methods I'm familiar with in terms of trading, this is something I'm very confident with and comfortable with trading because I've traded it so many times. I just want to see it break this candle, and yeah, confirmation. There you go. So happy with it now. Happy with the entry. Get a little bit more of a drive. I'm happy with the entry. There you go. That's confirmation. And now I just need to sit and wait. How long it's going to take? Hopefully, because I'm only asking for 10 pips, it could do it in this next, like within 20 minutes. Just drive all the way out to get to that price point. I could see it getting, like I said, I could see it getting to here to feel some of this, and it could react from there. And that means I wouldn't have got the 1-to-1. I would have come shy of it. And that's a factor in this setup. So that's why I'm going for the negative risk to reward ratio. So some of you may have seen me talk about a negative risk reward ratio. You get to see it in place, in action now. So risking 3 here to get 1. So risking 155 to make 50 sounds crazy, but if it is a high win rate, you're more likely to take the wins than the losses. And if you take the losses, so for instance, you may lose 1 and win 5, right? So if that loss, I normally use a negative risk reward ratio of 2-to-1. So if that loss equals 2 and I win 5, I'm still profitable, right? So that is a method of trading that I'm very familiar with. I've seen a few people do it and have success with it. The only problem with that is you need to be very patient to be able to trade through the year for it to stack up, right? So I'm very happy to take that approach, and I'm going to do that with this just because the range is too big. I'm not going to hold it for 30 pips. The last few days, I'll show you the setup. It's been around last few days. There was one here. So exactly the same thing, H1 break, M5, M1 break, M5 break, H1 break, and it got to 1-to-1 there. So the entry would have been here. The entry was there, gave the impressions going up, broke the structure, tagged into it, and pushed for a 1-to-1. Happened yesterday as well. So this was Ostream. Let's see if I could zoom in a little bit more. Not sure this got the 1-to-1 though. So price coming up, pushes up, and breaks the structure, and it pulled down. So I'm not sure that got the 1-to-1. I think it did, depending on your entry. So I know it still works. I know it's still holding up. And even though price did go up, these pullbacks are winning trades. So I'm expecting one here. Hopefully it drives down. I'm not asking for 30 pips this time. I'm not asking for the 1-to-1. Give me my 10 pips and I'm good for today. Yeah, you have to take the risk sometime. Just build the entry and go for it. I was looking for it here. I thought that was it here, but I didn't get the break of this low here and just pushed up. And now in the London session, it's giving me the break, and I want to see the drive now. Okay, so gold is pulling back, euro is pulling back, both of them being bullish. The gold trade is the same thing here. So that was the H1 low. It's about to break. It pushed up, gave the impression continuation and breaking down. The only reason I don't like this gold trade is because stop loss would be here, and I still got that gap above me. So I can see this pulling down, but that gap above me is just too risky. And I haven't back tested gold as much as I've back tested the euro. So I know the euro should be good for this 10 pips. And it could be basically because people who trade with the trend, after this big push up here, price pulls in here and they're trying to buy this. So if they're trying to buy this, they got the stop loss there, and their stop losses are being run right now. And that drive could push it 10 pips underneath because maybe they got the stop loss 10 pips underneath, giving it room to continue the trend. So that drive down 10 pips makes sense. And that's what I'm looking to do. It feels like I'm targeting stop losses, but it's not. If you backtest it, you see this setup. This is the setup I've been talking about on my channel for a while. I just haven't been able to stream it. I think it's the first time we caught this setup live on stream. I'm just very happy to be able to show you guys live on stream how this works. And yeah, using a negative risk to reward ratio. I got a lot of backlash about using a negative risk reward ratio because obviously when you take the loss, it could really affect you, but you're bound to get more wins. So at worst, in a worst case scenario, I think you'll be like a break-even trader if you are routinely doing it with discipline, with a certain risk appetite, right? So if you're using the same amount of risk all the time, worst case scenario, you're a break-even trader. And other than that, if everything plays out, you'll be profitable if you give it enough time. How much so? I don't know. Something I need to really work on. I'm trying to work on this process to trade it for the year. Then I could say clearly, yeah, I was able to make this amount of money using this setup, and that's what I'm working on. Hopefully I'm able to stream it all for you guys. You can see it all live. So we're almost at TP. If I win this trade, this will be the last trade for this account, this systematic approach. You can find this setup maybe twice a day, but the next one I would assume would be in New York session. And I've already almost got the win. Let's not count eggs before they hatch. Almost got the win, so there's no need for me to be greedy. If I get the win, that's great. So if this pushes, if I was holding this, I would want to see the H1 highs respected as it pushed down further to get to this price point. So you could trail it if you want to hold it, basically, but not for me today. Let's see. Only about 2 pips away. 2 more minutes for this candle. Hopefully it's within this candle. Otherwise, the next in 5-1 possibly push it back up, and it means we're going to be in this trade a little bit longer than necessary, but it's going to be, has to be. All right, you guys sit tight. I'll be back in about a minute. Just need to grab some water. Okay. Back here. Gonna have a look at some other instruments, see what's going on. Okay, so I may have mentioned it. I was in this gold trade, tried to get the drive up, got a piece here, I got out because I anticipated that it was going to come back. My stop loss would have been here, so I would have got stopped out. Now I would have got stopped out. Now it's moving up. Typical. I can still see it coming down a little bit more. I just, again, the gap above it, there's a reason for it to drive up to fill that gap, so I'm not sure about gold trade yet. Let's see what FTSE is saying. FTSE's been really bullish recently, but that looks, on first glance, looks like it's a selling opportunity. Okay, so it's finally above this supply zone. It's in a higher time frame supply now. Let's see what's going on to the left. Okay, so it looks like there was a little bit of a reversal here on FTSE. Had trend going up here, broke structure here, tagged it back into the place it broke structure multiple times, it's tagged into it, and it's then broke lower. Bit of a gap here. Maybe this drive was just to fill that gap, and now I can see an argument for it to continue going down. It could react from here and push up. So to continue the uptrend, I would expect a reaction from here to continue and respecting this low, and to confirm it's a reversal, essentially the opposite of that, to see it get underneath this low. My initial thoughts on FTSE. See if DAX is doing something similar. Yeah, DAX is doing something similar, but this is a different outlook. This looks like it's going to be bullish later at some point. We got all these equal highs acting as resistance. I think I could see a strong argument for it to break. So if that's the case and FTSE is in line with DAX, maybe that is a buy. So to confirm that, we should see a reaction from here to push up further, possibly. Have a look at H1 and see if there's a H1 trend being respected. No, it's hard to say. This gap throws me off. There's no real price action, there's no real trend, there's no real volume. So I would be patient a little bit with FTSE and see what happens later. Need to see more price action there. DAX is clearly trending up. Yeah, I don't trust DAX either. Nasdaq's pulling back just before this breakout point. It may stay heavy. I don't know with Nasdaq. Can't say for sure. But as it was pushing towards that demand, you could expect a reaction from anything underneath this low here. Are you still in that Nasdaq trade? OGB. Which trade was that? Was that the Euro trade or the gold trade? Yeah, word for word. There's a button called replay, right? You just need to scroll it back and you catch it. But yeah, I know it's a joke. Can't remember what I was saying, but yeah. Okay, Euro trade. So what was you doing? Selling the euro? Because that's the trade I'm in now. Or was you referring to the buy opportunity where it broke out here? So you was doing what I didn't want to see. Hopefully this holds anyway and it will get this drive. So it could, I'm not too worried. I've seen this a lot. I've seen it push all the way back up here, even hold right here, then eventually come down. It just means I'm going to be in the trade for a lot longer than I would like to be. But there is no reason for me not to be in this trade. If this doesn't work, it's fine. It may be the buy. If this does, because I've got all my confirmation to be in the sell. If it doesn't work, it means it's a trend continuation, which is a buy. So if it stops me out, it will be a buy to continue the trend. It's that simple. That's why I like this systematic approach. It's either one or the other. It's rare that it's both. It's rare where it just goes up and down. Sometimes it does happen, but it's rare. So if I was inclined, I could actually then buy this and then reduce the loss I would have taken. But I'm just gonna take the loss. I'm okay. I'm up on the account. If I take a loss, it's not the end of the world. I'll lose half of what I got, but it's fine. I'm just gonna take the approach that I have back tested for today. So let's see, maybe in the, so this 3-minute mark is coming to 30-minute candle. That 30-minute candle ends. Hopefully that's where we start seeing another drive to complete this H1 candle. Complete it, 4-minute completely somewhere down here. And from there, I don't care what happens after there. Just get down there. So we are essentially in the same trade then. Highest wick and we're for the sell. Are you looking at a 1-to-1 or are you using negative risk to reward ratio? How many pips are you going for? OGB? And welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining the chat. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. I like your conviction. It's a reasonable assumption that price doesn't come down there. I assumed it could do a 1-to-1. It's just if for it to do a 1-to-1, it's a matter of how long it's going to take, and that could be hours. So that's why I'm looking for the quick win for the stream, because I'm not going to be holding it all stream for another 4 or 5 hours for it to get there. There's no real news catalyst, so I can't expect it to move fast. So, but it makes sense what you're doing. I'm in agreement. Selling it as well. Pushing back down into this demand, yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Do you plan on trailing your stop as it pushes down? Because as I said, I can see an argument for it to get back above here to run these highs. So this could essentially just be a pullback, and this is definitely a reversal. So if it's a reversal, we need to question, where is it going? Is it just to run these highs, or is it going for these highs? We need to respect its reversal until we see a reason to doubt that it's going to hold up. Still looking at this gap here, can still see it coming down. Let's see, if we don't get in this hour, it could be the next hour. Could be the next hour. Let me see, where does it need to? I can see it reacting from here to be sold from there. As I said, when I got into it here, I could see it pulling back up to get the impression, and then it's sold from there. So that might be what's going on now. After that, drive down, so giving us a pole, a flag, and that pull out, and that pull out is what we're looking for this trade. Yeah. Are you trading for the US? What time zone are you in? Let's see what's going on NASDAQ. So the whipping post, you're still in this NASDAQ trade because it could drive down here. It could drive down here. This, if you're still in it, you may be getting the drive you wanted to get it down here now. $44.8. Good. Hopefully you get this drive now. Yeah. Hopefully I get this drive as well. Let's see what's going on gold. Is it still doing the same thing? Moving sideways, very slow. Yeah, it looks like it's going to drive down as well. They look quite aligned today. They both had big days, big rallies yesterday. Gold and EURUSD. Slowing down now, may continue in the New York session. Yeah, I imagine. Not bad to be able to trade in a climate like that. I actually live in a hot climate. It's a nice feeling sometimes. Sometimes after I finish my trading session, I just go out and sit in my hammock in the garden. Got a hammock in the garden, and it's been quite hot today or yesterday. So summer's finally arrived. I may make the most of it after this trade. Reward myself for being disciplined and patient with this trade and doing what I set out to do. I need to reward good behaviors. Come on. All of a sudden, price is slow now. DAX. Okay, so DAX is now pushing up again. Those equal highs looking like the target. And it's going to continue its trend. Okay, so it's found its support from this high here. Pushed up, kind of broke this high. So that being the high, this being the low, it's within its range still to potentially break out, which would be essentially a continuation of the pole and flag. So this is the pole, that's the flag, pole, this being the flag, stays within here, then eventually breaks out. So potential buy, but the entry for DAX is just, it's not easy to find with this as it is. And it's so high up as well. It could be a buy, but it's not a trade I would be comfortable taking based on where it is right now. It could stay in this tight range for a while, we'll never know. and wait for a catalyst before it breaks up. This is surprisingly slow for Wednesday and London session. Okay, Nasdaq is driving now. I can see why you trade Nasdaq around this time. I'm gonna have a look on the weekend, see around this time if it makes sense. It's nice and slow, respecting its highs and lows and so on. And I'm guessing you're trading it with the trend. Are you using any indicators trading Nasdaq? I can see from the naked eye we've got the higher, lower highs here. My partner came back on the school run. Yeah, I tried to, like I said, I was having a look at Nasdaq yesterday, New York session. Yeah, it's been very choppy. Been very choppy. So it just didn't move at all yesterday. I was in it here looking for the sell. Actually, it was a buy, looking for a buy because it broke a H1 high and it wasn't moving. I got out of it. As soon as I got out, it pulled back in here, and then it's just like, I'm glad I'm not in there. And eventually, as you see, it was a sell. It's just not moving. We had structure here, broke its structure. I thought, let's go for the high, and just went back and forth. I thought, nope, I got out of there. I didn't take a loss. I got out just before any manipulation. I shouldn't really be trading. I was busy doing something else. I was distracted. But yeah, look at this. You don't really want to be trading this. No real direction, no real movement. Yeah. What were you trading in the New York session? OGB, what was you trading? Was that Nasdaq as well? So what do we need for this? Is it the H1? A new hourly candle to drive this down? Possibly. Yeah, I'm happy with the trade. doesn't hold. It wasn't meant to be, but I'm happy with the trade. Entry's fine, and it's giving something. Gave 7 pips, needed 3 more. Done everything right, haven't over leveraged, I didn't get into early. So I'm happy with the trade. Did everything I was supposed to do. If it doesn't work, it wasn't supposed to. That's EURUSD. Yeah, NASDAQ. EURUSD has been messing around with me this morning as well. It almost really got me today. And that's why I've decided just to wait for a setup that I'm familiar with. So here, I push it up, came here, pushed up. And here is where I thought I got the break of that. So I was in from there. As it pushed up here, I was out trying to buy it. And it's like pushing down here for these lows where my stop losses. And I thought it did it with this candle, with the start of the ECB. That's the European Central Bank's open. It drove down and it was taking me out. So I took a small loss here. So then look, it moved up and I'm back again. So it's been one of those mornings. I've never seen price action like this where it's created three equal highs and then drove back out, then drove back in. I've never seen that. So it's something to note for myself. Always wait for the confirmation. That confirmation is the break of the candle before you enter. It's hard sometimes because if you have a systematic approach, you're only looking for one trade, and that one trade may come at any time. So you're anticipating it, and when it's almost there, you enter, but the entry criteria need to be met. And this morning I was a bit too impatient, but here, everything met. Just need to wait. Just need to wait now. Yeah, the discipline definitely, but also the risk management. And this is what I'm trying to drum into my head. That's been my biggest issues has been over trading and over leveraging. Discipline, I'm okay with discipline-ish. Sometimes I push it a bit too much based on boredom, but it's been the over trading and over leveraging. Over trading, I'm addressing that. That's a lot easier to do. But when boredom kicks in, that's a problem. So that's why that's another reason I started these streams. Having a routine that helps. So I'm addressing all my issues. I know all my issues, I'm addressing them. It's not enough to know that you are over trading and do nothing about it. You lack discipline, need to do something about it. So in terms of discipline, what I'm trying to do now is make sure I'm training more. So I invested money into getting this set up, but I also invested money into creating the space so I could train on a regular basis. So after stream, I'm just gonna jump on the bench, do some exercise at home and stuff like that. Disciplined mind, disciplined body equals a disciplined mind for me. And I'm trying to get back to where I was when I was boxing, right? I was so disciplined. Didn't eat after like 7 p.m. I was up early, 5 a.m. doing morning runs. I was so disciplined. And I'm trying to get that mentality back. And if I get a fraction of that and apply it here, which is what the aim is, the systematic approach would be enough with the discipline. So the other factor that I need to consider, and we all need to consider, is the leverage, over leveraging. So you will take losses regardless of what you are trading, how you are trading, you will take losses. As long as those losses don't outweigh your wins, you're good. So that's the formula. Discipline, control of your bad habits, addressing them, and how much you're willing to lose per trade. Okay, so we finally got the drive that I was waiting for. Got 13 minutes to this candle. I was hoping that this candle will do it. The next one, if this candle gets anywhere down here, the next one will definitely do it. So 13 minutes, hopefully it's within this candle to get our measly 10 pips. All we are asking for, well, all I'm asking for in this trade is 10 pips. So you can see why it's a high probability setup. To get 10 pips is easy. And you could get it from anywhere. But you don't, what's it? But you don't necessarily know when that 10 pips is going to be available. This setup is where I found 10 pips is readily available. So I want my 10 pips. Give me my money. Give me my money. Yeah, that's why I don't know if you've seen OGB. That I've got two accounts. I got a discretionary and I got a systematic approach. When I'm in and out of the market multiple times, it's 50-50. Sometimes I get it right, it works out really well, but when I get it wrong. So what I'm trying to do now is document the two approaches and see which one actually works. And if I could then look at it and say clearly that this doesn't work, there's no argument or reason for me to continue trying to take a discretionary approach in a market that's geared up against me. Like I said, I haven't seen a lot of people be successful doing it. I've only known one person to be successfully doing it. So I'm going to try it out myself, and if it works, great. I'll continue doing so. If it's not, I'm going to abandon it completely and be as robotic as possible, taking a systematic approach all the way through. So the plan is to stream for a month and then record the data and see how it works. I've been a bit ill-disciplined with the approaches, but I'm going to work on that, make sure that it's just systematic on this account, discretionary on the other, and just keep it like that. It's the same process I took when I was trying to figure out what's the best risk to reward ratio, what's the best setup to trade, all based on back testing, all based on evidence, and this is essentially forward testing. And I just collecting data right now. Once it's all collected, I then could define who I am as a trader. After 3 years, went through a process of learning, unlearning, and now testing what I have, the knowledge I have gathered, and then I could apply it. That's the plan. How long have you guys been trading for? Let me know. Come on. Let's see how this candle's looking now. Okay, so what I've just marked out is the price point that it seems that price is pivoting from. So we had it as resistance here. It broke above it, tagged into it for potentially to be a support to continue, but instead it broke underneath it. So now that should be the support to continue this drive down. So it's tagged into it here, and that's the H1 high, and it's come here just respecting it. Hopefully it continues respecting it and breaks it, but obviously it can tag into it multiple times, then drive down, or it may even get above it and break out and use it as support to get out. So ideally I don't really want to see price coming back here, and if it does, it does. It doesn't have to be exactly as I say it is. The only thing I could be sure about is the swing high. For now. But yeah, something I've noticed just now. I've seen it a few times, but something I need to investigate. So obviously, Patrick, when you watch this back, definitely have a look at this. That will possibly help me find a tighter risk to reward ratio. Right. Something to consider. Okay. Okay. So you are in trading for about a year or so, I'd say. What advice would I give my former self a year in? Don't rush it. Use it. Use the time to learn the processes. Don't rush it. Do not fall into the trap of listening to influencers who are not actually trading. Do not get distracted by the lifestyle that they live. And also, this is something I picked up recently. Make sure your finances are in place before you start trading. Don't look at trading as a way of changing your life, kind of thing. Look at it as an potential additional income or something to supplement your income. You need to make sure that you are covering your bills and so on, and even set yourself like a restricted amount of money you would allocate towards the process of learning to trade and becoming profitable. So if you are working 9 to 5 and you earn like $1,000, but you want to dedicate $200 to try and trade, yeah, something like that, where you're still covering your bills and so on. You don't want to get into that, drawn into that trap where you need trading to work out, because you're putting additional pressure on yourself. So make sure your finances are in place, and then take the time to learn the process and be patient. Okay, 5 more minutes for this candle. Just not giving vibes right now. Still happy with the trade. I'm doing exactly what I was supposed to do. I'm still going to hold it. I'm just hoping we'll get this drive a lot quicker. Looks like gold hasn't given much either. So it's the same setup on gold. We have highs, break of the structure at previous higher lows. It broke a structure here. I'm expecting it to drive down, do at least a 1-to-1, and after that it could go up. So I would like to see gold at 6, 8. Very 395. See gold come down here. Problem is you got this imbalance and gold could react from there. It did a bit of a reaction but it's pushing down again. Draw down a little bit more, then go. So it may not make the one-to-one, but it's still applicable there. Yeah. What's his pushing? DAX looks like it wants to join. DAX is pushing. NASDAQ. Pull back. Yeah, I just had to look at NASDAQ. I was guessing that, you know, you were running a tight stop loss, which was the best thing to do. Pull back. But you got most of that. You got 50%, right? Still something. Three, 4 years of trading, what's been your most difficult obstacle to address, or are you still in the process of addressing it? Yeah, FTSE looks bullish. It's been very bullish. Just slow though. Feel the gap. It's still pushing higher. Beat the supply. So this reversal is in place. Been trending nicely, slowly though. And it's up to the highs. I would expect to sell there, so be careful. But it looks like it wants to break out again from what I've seen so far. Let's see. So this is like a small reversal in itself. Consolidates, pushed down, pushed up. From here should have been sold. Pushed down, pushed up again. It could still get sold from here. It needs to beat this high. And then beating this high, there's no reason it doesn't take this high. But I find it's easier for me if I'm in one trade. So when I see the price action, if it's going against me, I could respond accordingly. But if I'm in multiple trades, I can't think it through, right? So the systematic trade, good. I can lead that and jump into something else, but something else, I'm not seeing anything clearly. Gold one is an option, but it's more or less the same setup. So if I'm wrong on both, that's not ideal. UK, too early to say. DAX looks like a buy, but where's your entry? Where's your stop loss? How do you manage that? No, I don't really want to buy it here, leave my stop loss down here. So that's a problem with DAX. But yeah, heading for those highs. Get triple highs. Triple highs. NASDAQ. NASDAQ could still be sold though. Even though it's pushing up. When it gets to this flag, so from this low to this high, anywhere in this range, it could be sold from there still. I would anticipate it gets to here. Question is when. I don't see any point in coming all the way here and not tagging into this area where it broke out from. So it's a question of when. Yeah. Yeah. So many obstacles with trading. I agree. If it was just as simple as buying or selling, that would be great. But there's so many other factors, whether it's ourselves or whether it's the information or lack of resources, lack of capital, so many things you need to overcome. And to be honest, it's meant to be difficult. If it was that simple where people could just press a button to make that much money, everyone be able to do it. It's meant to be difficult. So it's fair enough. All we could do is try and find the ways. And if we do, great. If not, so be it. All right, so we have a new H1 candles pushing against us, and it's pushing to a zone I didn't want it to be, but I can still see it tagging there and pushing down. I'm just gonna have to wait. If I lose a trade, I lose a trade. It could be a buy after that, but I'm just gonna leave the trade and be done for the day and just mark it down as a loss and study this price action. Make sure if I see this again next time, I trade it accordingly. But look, I've traded it so many times. I've seen it come all the way up here, one pip before taking me out and go. So I'm just gonna hold it. It needs to take me out for me to be out of this trade. It needs to take me out. I want my stop loss just above, just in case. It's not looking good though. I'll say that much. Is it a continuation of the trend? That's what it's looking like. I really wanted it to just pull. I need to see some selling pressure now. Or there's an argument to take the loss, reduce loss. How much am I going to lose? Okay, 158. Less than 1%. Okay. Today's Wednesday. Can make it back rest of the week. Yeah, I can make it back. And end the week. $300. Yeah, the people that talk about the R moment, are they actually trading on real accounts or are they trading on demo accounts? It's like, is it possible? I mean, is there always going to be an R moment before you realize, or it's just, does it click? I've heard someone say that as well. When did trading click for you? I don't know if it is a real thing, but if it is, has it happened? It probably has, but does it mean I've necessarily responded to it? I don't know. I'm still working on this. I can't say I've had a clear sign that says, okay, this is it, this works, stick to it. I've back tested a lot of things that worked and I should be sticking to it, but sometimes I break it. So the back testing should have been the R moment. So in terms of R moments, all right. So I back tested something that made me think that actually, yeah, so I have. It was over the Christmas holidays, back tested a fair bit. And I was like, oh, okay, so all I need to do is this, right? And which is what I'm doing now. All I need to do is this systematic approach and reduce my risk and be patient. That's all I need to do. So That's the R moment. However, the reality is sometimes you see opportunities. Anytime you look at the charts, you see opportunities because we've learned so many different ways of trading, and it's programmed into our head. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So you see those opportunities, and sometimes you just want to take them, and it's very hard to stop that impulse because it's so easy to press a button. So that R moment becomes secondary. So having the R moment is not enough. Essentially, what I'm saying, it's not enough. You need that discipline. You need that discipline. I don't think there's one quick or secret to become successful in trading. I think it's a combination of things. You could find a secret, you could find the best way of trading, you could find a winning strategy. But if you are not trading it with discipline and patience, it's not very useful. So yeah, I don't think it's enough. And I think it takes time to build the discipline to be able to routinely come in and do exactly what you set out to do. What indicator are you using? Just out of curiosity. I've tried different indicators. There's nothing I would consider indication of what price is going to do. I just seen a lot of indicators that look like replicas of what I could see that price is actually doing. So I see them as a bit of a distraction. So let me know what you're using. Let me check it out. Maybe it's something I haven't seen before. When I used to trade stocks, I used to use volume indicators. That was something that I was like, okay, this helps. But there's no reliable volume indicators on Forex that I've come across. Okay, so price just respected that high so far. Hopefully it drives now like it's supposed to. This candle could be important next 5 minutes. But yeah, I'm still gonna hold this trade. I'm not doing anything to it. It's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's doing exactly what I would expect. Pulls out, flags up, and eventually pulls down again. And that's what I'm expecting, and I'm gonna hold for. Okay, I'll check that out. I'll check out those indicators, see. Come on. Okay, so gold is pushing down, so that's a good indication of euro pushing down because right now they are in alignment. They're both being bullish and now slow down at the same point. Now both broke structure and both now pushing down. So this drive down, hopefully it goes all the way down to this point. It could just stay in this range and push up, and hopefully euro doesn't follow it. It breaks, it drives down, gets underneath it before it does that. I'm gonna step out for a bit, guys. I'll be back in about a minute. Just needed to grab a hoodie. Feeling a bit cold down here. Okay, so price is now pushing. Good. Welcome news. Hard to say with Nasdaq. It could be reacting from here, this low here for the re-entry. I would like to see it get back into this zone here, this flag from this low to this high, and sold there. But it's hard to say. It could be reacting from there. The continuation plays is the entry is hard. When you get in the pullback, you don't know what price point it's going to react to. It's hard to say. We do have, I think, a small news catalyst due in 15 minutes. No, actually, that's happened already. Happened at 10 o'clock. My 10 o'clock. Yeah, so nothing left, really. Maybe that's what it was waiting for before it could continue. That's nice. So you were able to stay in the Nasdaq trade, no? It's pushing down now. That's nice. Tempted to jump in with you guys for this sell now to drive it down into this zone. This would have been a nice entry based on this low. It could react from here. It should react from here. How much of a reaction, don't know. Have a reversal on M1, but it's tagged in to resistance on the higher time frames, pushing down. Would need to see it underneath here. Then I would say, yeah, it's going. This isn't holding up. This has been used. This hasn't been used. So it could react from here. But if it gets under 21, 22.9, I could see Nasdaq continuing to be sold. I expect it to get done anyway. It's just a question of when. But at this point, we don't know if it's just going to do a lot of back and forth until New York session to start moving. Hmm. A lot of choppy price action all across the major players for this morning. Gold is the only thing that's moved. Could get a few points there on gold. Hmm. So I'm guessing you talk about this Nasdaq play here, the reaction from here. Yeah, there's a reaction, I think. Playing out, it's just whether or not it's going to hold. If it plays out and gets above here, I can see it pushing to this flag and testing that. But it's only an, okay, so M1 and an M5 reaction, so it could be significant. If it leads to a breaking structure on the H1, well, you already have a H1 breaking structure, so that's a 1 minute reversal here, plus a M5 reversal here. I could see it breaking and pushing up higher based on that. But for me, I'm not an expert on Nasdaq. I haven't backtested this. It's just the price action. When I see a breaking structure from leading from an M1 to H1, I look for an additional drive up. I do believe we will get down here eventually. Question of when. But based on that price action currently, this is a reversal on M1 breaking structure. Pulling back to tag into this imbalance maybe. Yeah. It seems like we are all in agreement. But if you're in the sell, hopefully we're all wrong. That's why I say it comes back to it. All we could do is just manage our risk. If you think this is what's going to happen, take the trade and just manage your risk. If you're in the chat, if you're viewing for the first time, welcome. If you like what we are doing here, hit the like button. If you want to see more, let me know. If you want to see me trade any other pairs or trade in different sessions, let me know and I'll have a look at it. Right now, currently in this Euro trade, selling it, looking for a quick 10 pips, and it hasn't been quick at all. Been sitting in this for about an hour. Every indication I needed to see has transpired. It's given me every indication I need to see for it to be sold, but it's not moving. So we just need to wait. Within a supply zone on the higher time frame, reverse from here, pushed up to that supply zone, could be the destination. And if it is, maybe there's a continuation all the way back down here, fill this gap. Very possible. And if that's the case, it should be done from here. But I am not asking for so much. I just want a quick win. And let's see if we could get it on stream. Systematic approach. It will be my first systematic approach on stream. That'll be good. Yeah, I always talk about my positions when I'm in it. I always looking for, it's confirmation bias. That's what it is. It's not necessarily a good thing, but it helps you play out the process. Sometimes it really helps, and then it's like a back and forth with yourself, argument for staying in the move, argument for getting out the move, and then eventually you make a decision that you should stick to. So I always do that. It's normal. It'll be odd to get into a trade and never second guess it. And I think sometimes that conversation with yourself helps. I've I've got out some trades because of that. That's really would have hurt me if I had stayed in it, kind of thing. So it helps to be able to do that. Very normal. I'm questioning whether enough, if this candle here would have been enough to induce people into the market, because that's what I tend to look for, an inducement, then a break, a sell beneath that. And if this was enough, stop losses should be under there, and that would be my move. So it pulls down, people are waiting for a break of structure or break of a previous high, and they got one here. And if that's the case, and buyers have jumped in there, the stop losses should be here. If that's the case, we get the sell. That's my first win. Live stream on this systematic account. Still looking good. Just slow. I would expect it within this H1 candle though. So we've got 33 minutes left to get that drive. Okay, so gold is still pushing down. Gold is now trending down. How far down, don't know, but we've got our first pole, flag, second pole. This could be the second flag, and third pole out. We haven't got anything on euro so far, but we've got we've got a small flag here, pole, small flag, pole. I'm waiting for this third pole out. Whatever you need to do is whatever you need to do. You know what? When I'm off stream, I have no one to talk to about trades. My partner does not want to hear about it. So I may walk around with my phone. I may start doing that, recording my thoughts. But yeah, it plays in the back of your mind. So getting it out doesn't hurt. Plays in the back of your mind. Oh, I should have done that. Maybe next time do this. It stays there. It's just constant. But what's very good about it, what I realize is like, it's such a time filler. It gives you something that you are passionate about, something you like and enjoy doing. And even though we have our difficult days, we enjoy trading. You have to enjoy trading to still be doing it after 3 years. You know, you have to. Otherwise, it's torment. But yeah, running through the trades, talking about it, it's hard to switch off. I say that. It's hard to switch off. Sometimes I find myself reaching for my phone, reaching, like I want to see where price went. did it go to where I thought it was gonna? It's just this. It might be a personality thing. Some of us just enjoy being right more than actually making money, and getting the trade right, being right about the trade is more important. So we're always going back to check to see if it was right or not, and talking through it when we're wrong. Definitely, definitely a love-hate relationship. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to embrace the fact that it's giving me something to do that I enjoy doing. And if I take that positivity from it and put it back in when I approach trading, it's bound to help. So there you go. I was saying good things about it, and now it's pushing in my direction. There you go. Positive thinking. You got 30 minutes. I want to see it. It needs to be this candle. 30 minutes. Because really it hasn't done much since it opened. So I think this H1 candle opened around there, hasn't moved much at all. So to get it to do less than 5 pips, or sorry, 10 pips, reasonable. Even if it eventually breaks up, I expect you to move at least 10 pips, and you have not done so far. This range is created is about 10 pips, but it hasn't moved from it, so still waiting. What's going on, NASDAQ? Yeah, just slow, isn't it? It's not really doing anything either. Like I said, I think it's only gold giving opportunities, not much, but it's giving something. Just, I think the break was there, gave a few points from there. Let's see if that's significant enough. Yeah, it gave about 6 points on gold. That could have made the difference with the right leverage. So it looks like Nasdaq's reacting from that 1 minute imbalance here, and it's broken. It's almost about to break structure. So we have a high here. It's created this. You really want to see it drive from here to get underneath this low to continue, and you need to see it to get underneath this low. Maybe it's just moving slow. I do ultimately still believe it gets down, goes down to that price point. That's where I would want to be a buyer from. I would want to be a buyer here. Anyway, from this high to this low, I want to be a buyer here. So if sellers are in control of the market, as I said, I will be exiting around here. So that's why I would say I can still see it going down. It's just the current price action. See, that's why Nasdaq around this time is difficult for me to trade. The current price action suggests that it has broken structure. Now, was that a genuine break in structure because the intention is to push it up, or is that just low volume and price is not really moving anywhere, and therefore it's being choppy and it's giving indications of buy and sell? I can't trade Nasdaq at this time. I haven't backtested it enough to know its consistency. Yeah, you is annoying. Let's see. You have a siesta. Sound like you are in Spain. Yeah, I agree. Everything's moving very slowly and quietly now. It could be, if it's not, well, hopefully my trade works out within this hour. If it's not, it could be the following hour. It's just nothing's moving right now. I'm gonna check again. I think there was something, a small news catalyst. There's a 10-year bond from Germany, 1130, but yeah, there's nothing really going on. There's no reason for it to stick around. I'm hoping my trade plays out. So yeah, sorry, I'm not hoping. I hoping it plays out within this hour. I'm still confident with the trade. It's doing everything I've seen it do. So many days, so many weeks, so many months. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. So still confident about it. Just it would be nice if it starts smoothing. So yeah, you are just stuck in that range right now. It's not moving at all. Nasdaq's pushing, pushing. There you go. If it gets underneath that low, there's no reason for it to not continue. Are you guys still in the Nasdaq sell? Yeah. If it gets underneath that low, I can see it going, continuing. At least we've got some volume now. We've been so patient. We get something now. It's moving a little bit. Okay. Let's watch this Nasdaq trade. It looks more interesting. So M5, good. Yeah, it's breaking it. Okay, so that was the worry. This imbalance here reacted from it, and it held respecting this flag here and this push. So breaking it now, there's no reason that this little reversal or this little pullback, which essentially is what it is, holds. And it pulls. So it continues now. So it's broken that low, it continues, yeah. No reason for it not to get to that. Get to these lows. There you go. There's your drive. Nasdaq would have been a better play for me. Read that well, but was already committed. Okay. So I would expect a reaction from there at 21.28, 21, 21.208. I would expect a reaction from that. Hopefully it's not much of a reaction and it just drives in here and then later does that. Still an imbalance down here. There's a clean break it hasn't reached. I'll be inclined to want to hold it there, but I could definitely see a reaction from here. As it broke, it then touched back into it. Don't know if you guys can see that. Just zoom. I'll show you what I mean. So as it broke this high here, it then tagged back into it. So you could expect. So I used to trade based on pending orders, right? So when price breaks out clean and it doesn't retrace into it, I assume there's some orders remaining there that were not filled. So when price pushes back into it, you may get a reaction. And that's why I would expect some kind of reaction from here. It may not react there, it may drive further to go and do the same thing here. But again, it's definitely a reaction from here. So if you are trailing it, good. Make sure you've taken partials. If it makes sense to do so. So yeah, those 2 price points. Good. 21, 24. Yeah, so your second entry should get this breakout. No reason not to now. There's nothing stopping it. And there's a destination. So roughly about there, right? Nice. Could use this as support. Continue driving down. Yeah, it needs to get past there, definitely. Hopefully it doesn't start ranging again and just pushing up. And it does it with some momentum here and breaks through there and drives all the way down. Check gold. Okay, so gold is returning, breaking structure now. Maybe it wants to go bullish again and continue its trend. So gold possibly continue its trend, and that could be an entry stop loss underneath there. It's reacting to this imbalance. So let's see if Euro wants to do the same thing. Well, Euro's not doing anything. Still waiting on Euro. Gold could be a buy opportunity to continue its trend and fill in the gaps. Gold's on a mission today. Actually, might be a bit too early to enter into gold. Could react it from this imbalance here and be sold again. Need a break in the H1 structure, and that would be, unfortunately, right at the top. To continue this uptrend, you need to see the break of this H1 candle to indicate that this was just a pullback. Breaks there, continue using this as a low, respecting the previous H1 lows, and continuous trend to fill that gap. To fill this remaining gap here. So unfortunately, it's a bit too early for the gold buy. No clear indication. Finally, Euro's moving. Driving down. It's taking almost 2 hours to give me 10 pips. Imagine how long it would take me to get 30 pips. And that's why I said to you guys, I'm just going to scalp it for a quick 10 pips. I'm not going to sit here for 3 to 5 hours to try and get the 1-to-1. So they kept me here 2 hours or so in this trade. Come on, let's conclude. We've got 16 minutes left for this H1 candle. So it's breakfast after this, right? I think if we get the win, we all deserve a well-earned breakfast. Yeah, I tend to trade on an empty stomach as well. I just get started with it. I don't have the luxury to have everything prepared before I start trading. I just start trading, start streaming, and then everything comes after. Come on. What's is not doing anything. DAX up and down, just ranging. So if it's ranging, you're sending the highs, buying the lows if it's ranging, but it could break out that range anytime. Nasdaq's pulling back up. It's amazing. Well, Nasdaq play, there's no real reason for it to not drop now. If it does pull back up, it's intentional for the stop losses above here. For anyone trading with this trend, stop losses are probably above here. Pull up to just tag them. This would have been the inducement here. Didn't quite run these lows, which it should have. But it's too early to be doing reversal. Just continue your trend. Go ahead. Just drive. Clean this up a bit. Okay. So we have 13 minutes left for this H1 candle on the Euro trade. We are back in profit and we are driving 50% to the TP. Just need that additional push. Maybe the next, let's see, 8 minutes. 8 minutes to TP. Let's go. So this is textbook my setup. Unlike some influencers who backtest and show you perfect examples, I am actually trading my setup live stream here with you guys. Got the trend going up. This is the drive up. That's a fake breakout. Pulls back in. That's a fake continuation. Break of the structure there. That's my entry. And I'm going for 10 pips. That's my system. There you go. Sign up for the course. I'm joking. So that's it. That's my system. That's everything I do. And that's what's got me most of my wins. My challenges that I passed being based on this. Sometimes I'm too aggressive with it. Sometimes I step out of it and lose accounts. But for the times I've been systematic and disciplined, this has been my recipe. Using sometimes a negative risk to reward ratio and using a 1-to-1 depending on the range. So I've talked about this a few times on the channel. I've given you video after video, and now I'm giving you a live stream showing you the setup. It's been hard to catch this on stream. It's been coming out outside the stream, so this is the first time I was able to stream this, guys. Hopefully this win now earns a like. So if you like what you've seen here, if you appreciate what I am doing, all live, account balance, account history, everything, support the channel and so on, and I'll keep on getting these examples out to you guys. This is exactly what I should be doing, and this is what I do most of the times that gets my wins. And even when I sometimes fall short, I push into a discretionary approach with my accounts. I get to draw down. This is what I reverse to. I'm like, okay, cool. I need to get out of this. I revert back to this system that I back tested. Okay, so we are a pip or two away. We've got 10 minutes. I need to see that drive conclude on a happy note. Come on, let's go. You're trying to see. Yeah, there you go. That looks a lot more convincing. Give me that drive. Yeah, I'm happy with the trade. I mean, I've seen it a few times. I was just happy I was able to catch it live with you guys. Ten more minutes. So now, why I'm not holding it for the one-to-one, because the one-to-one would be 30 pips. It's possible could do it. Did it the other day, 2 days ago, on this setup here, and I think it was about 25 or 26 pips. The reason I'm not holding it for the one-to-ones because that could take another 3 hours. There's no news catalyst today or anything like that. So price could go sideways after doing this 10 pips, back and forth, then eventually do the one-to-one at some point today, or it could actually reverse and take out my position. However, 10 pips, very likely. That's why it's a high probability setup, and that's why I trade it. If you lack confidence, this is the setup for you. Negative risk to reward ratio if needed. Going for 10 pips is very easy to get. It's easier to get than anything else. So it's a good way to just build up the account. And that's what I'm aiming for now. It's a small win, but my intention now is just to focus to build up the account. Then I can increase the size, and then we'll continue the progression using this approach. I want to trade solely this approach on this account from now on. Come on, let's go. So we're underneath that low. There's no reason not to drive it. We've got 8 minutes left. Should be within this next 3 minutes. Otherwise, why are you down here? Just drive, go. Okay, so let's see. Okay. So we should get it now, yeah. Less than a pip away. And even at this point, I still don't move my stop loss. I could do. I don't move to break even here. I don't move it to this swing high. I just wait until TP or nada. Enjoy your breakfast. And yeah, same place, same time tomorrow. Hope to see you there. Thank you for joining the stream. I'm just going to hold this onto TP and then I'll conclude it and go have my own breakfast as well and get my day started. And there we go. Hasn't closed me out of the position yet, but there's no, that's just price. Sometimes you just have to wait for the extra minute or so, but that's definitely TP. For those in the chat, if you've enjoyed this, the patience, hit the like button, support the channel. Keep up the work. Keep on getting these streams out. I feel it's beneficial that there are more people streaming, and instead of just giving back-tested examples of what they claim are profitable, they are actually showing you guys through live stream. So that's my objective here, and hopefully you guys appreciate it. And if you have, and if you do, subscribe, like, and all that. Come on, that's definitely TP tagged there. It's just pulling back. It didn't fill me. It tagged it. Got 5 more minutes. And OBG, I'm guessing are you still in this sell for the euro? And if you are you still holding it for those Asian lows? Hopefully you get them. Look at that. 1 pip away and this happens. Four minutes. Hopefully it just turns around now and gives us the drive. Don't want to wait for the next candle or H1 candle. Look at that. I don't even know what you call that. That's less than a pip from TP, and it's pushing against all the way back up. That's like 1 pipette. And that's pushing it all the way back to break even. Can you imagine? Still holding it. Interesting. Never seen this happen before, but still holding it. Yeah, I mean that's new to me, but I'm still holding it. There's no reason why it doesn't go to TP still. It clearly wants to push down more or less on my entry TP, and it's pushed against me. Just have to wait, not panic. Still holding it. Everything I read before still applies, and this is the time that it's good to walk away from the screen and just leave it to play out. If it decides to go all the way against you and go to stop you out, there's nothing you could have done about it. Did everything right, set up that you traded it, that tested. All you could do is wait. Waited this long already. I just hope when it starts pushing back down, it does it with the same conviction. Let's see what happened with gold. Gold looks like it's pushing up again. DAX. Okay, so NASDAQ doesn't want to move either. It looks like it's reversing again. No real conviction in any direction in any of the plays this morning. Just gonna have to hold it. All right, so a bit conscious that I'll be streaming for a while. I think I'm gonna call it. I am gonna hold this trade. I'm gonna hold it as long as it takes. If it decides it wants to take another hour or two, so be it. I am gonna hold this to TP. We're less than a pip away from TP, and it's just pushed all the way back to my entry. Ridiculous. So I will be holding this, but I'm not interested in holding this on stream for another hour. Got other things I'd rather be doing. So hopefully, guys, you've appreciated this. I will still be holding this to TP, and I'll be back here tomorrow morning, same place, same time. This is Patrick signing out. Until next time, peace.